Hey guys, welcome back to Meconomist. So today I've got a pretty crazy story that I want to tell you guys. And it has to do with this Trump travel ban. Now, here in Houston, there's this guy, Sid Bakanovar, I think is his last name. I'll put his name down here so you can read it out. But Sid, he was detained at the Houston airport, George Bush Intercontinental Airport, and the officers there forced him to unlock his phone. And the crazy thing is that he is an American citizen. He was coming from Chile, not from any of the countries where the ban specified, and he works for NASA. So he had things on his phone that are very sensitive, and that's why he initially refused to give out his password. That's kind of a weird, kind of suspicious story in and of itself. But then I saw the photo and I realized that I know this guy. I've raced against this guy. Sid is a professional solar car racer, which is an awesome job, but I raced against him in Abu Dhabi in 2015. Today was the sort of make it or break it day.
Lane change right.
Blue, you're clear to move right. Move right.
We were about 4 minutes behind PI, and we knew that in order to win today we would have to go the speed limit the whole time, go as fast as we're allowed to go, hit all of our speed changes right on time, go through roundabouts fast, go over speed bumps fast.
Copy 6 here, box him out, box him out. You got it, you're good.
Take the inside line when we can, basically do everything to shave just milliseconds off of every step of the race.
What the
So if you look at the picture from the article in The Verge, you'll see to the right is the Michigan solar car. That's the car that I raced in, and that's the car that won that race, the Abu Dhabi Solar Challenge in 2015. And it's so crazy because if that camera was panned over just a few feet, then I would have been in the frame. I've got here, look, I've got proof right here that I was there on that day. You can see him getting out of the blue solar car behind Michigan's yellow solar car, and that's me right there with my buddy Troy, who is the other driver for the race. Back to the topic of Sid and this crazy thing that happened to him because of the travel ban. Before he left for this race in Chile, it was actually still under Obama. So he left, I believe, in December or January, and then he came back right in the middle of this travel ban. So he had no idea. It wasn't like he could plan ahead and be like, all right, I got to anticipate that it might take a little bit longer at the airport. He was already gone when the travel ban came out, and apparently he has global entry, which is supposed to make everything nice and smooth for American citizens. You pay a little bit of money, they do a background check on you, make sure you're all clear, and then you can go right through international customs nice and easy. But for some reason, and I can't find out any specific reason why he got detained. It's totally beyond me. I don't want to make assumptions, but the fact that he has a not traditional European white sounding name and he doesn't look traditionally white American, maybe that had something to do with it. Until there's proof otherwise, then why would they detain him? There's literally no other reason. So when I saw this article, my mind was blown because I was like, shit, that could have been me. I mean, in 2015, I could have easily been detained and they could have forced me to hand over my phone. That's just not right. I mean, I'm an American citizen too. And if you're an American citizen and you're just going and pursuing your hobby in a country that's not the United States and you come back, you would expect to be welcomed, especially if you're a scientist at NASA like Sid and not just some marketing dude at Ford. And I think this is really concerning. In my mind, this sort of thing is not productive. On the face of it, the rhetoric is that you're trying to protect the Americans that are here, but in reality, that's not what it's doing. It's really harming both sides of the coin. You've got people trying to come into the United States that should be able to come in legally, and they're getting stopped at the border. And the crazy thing is, somebody like Sid could have sensitive national security related information on his phone that's then getting taken by Border Patrol. And now people that should not be privy to that sensitive national security information can get that information off of his phone, put it on an unsecured server, or do who knows what they did with it. They're still trying to figure out at NASA what happened with the data from his phone. And they're also trying to figure out, did they install spyware on his phone too? Because who knows, they took away his phone for like half an hour and then brought it back without saying anything. So that's very concerning, because now they're worried about espionage within the United States, and that's a whole can of worms that's not worth it. And that's before you get into all the human rights issues that come up when you start just banning people entirely from whole countries. And this sort of thing really concerns me. I think it should concern you guys. I mean, I'm not afraid to get a little bit political on my YouTube channel, because I don't make a living off of this. This is just a hobby for me. And I think it's important to really think critically about what your government's doing, and don't just take everything at face value. Look at what's actually happening. Look at the actual intent behind things, because I think there's some nefarious stuff going on, and it's going to affect everybody in the long run. And it's going to affect us in the car world too. Especially people who are trying to go internationally and race cars, which is something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I've done in the past, and it's something that I hope I can do again. And I don't want to be scared that I won't be able to get back into my own country. And I don't want to be scared that I'm going to be forced to give up data. And who cares if it's sensitive or not? I mean, that's private stuff that I don't think the government should have access to regardless. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.